fellow human, welcome back to another Dank Doggo slash Choosing Beggars. We have 8 stories in total for you guys today. The first story is posted by /Gemini 8200 with a title of Why Would You Think I'm Paying for Your Fuel? I've been selling items online for years. My favorite type of CB is one who feels entitled to lower price because they live outside of my town and have to drive a ways to meet me. CB, I'll take the laptop for 150. Me, it's listed as 200 bucks and that's a great deal. CB, well, I live 45 minutes away, that's why I said 150. Me, confused, what? CB, well, I have to pay for my gas and I'd be making a special trip. Me, your fuel cost is not my problem. Why do people feel that this is a legit request? I can't go to Macy's 2 hours away and then tell the cashier I deserve a discounted price on the code. I'm buying because I had to drive the time and fuel cost to get there. I mean, if your fuel costs that much, then you should get a cheaper car because you can't afford this. On to the second story, written by Pistoredinmeballs. Sorry, I sold it for more than what you were offering. This happened a bunch of years ago. I was selling a bicycle on an online listing site for 50 bucks. Choosing beggar is CB. CB calls about the bike right after it got posted. Made an offer of 20 bucks. I get it, offer low, and hope to meet in the middle at a reasonable price. I get the obligatory story. Son's birthday, perfect bite for him. Mom is sick, dog ran away, kid did well at school, you get the idea. Well, CB was hard set on 20 bucks and wasn't going to budge on the offer. I told the CB that 20 bucks was way too low, so no thanks. Then I got the obligatory, that's too much for the bike, you will never sell it. Since he called me immediately after I posted, I figured he must really want it, and it was no big deal for me to sit on a few days. I got a few more calls from CB, about 1 per day at different times, asking if the bike was still for sale. Me, well, yes, for 50 bucks. CB, blah blah, I told you so, blah blah. Jump forward for a few days. A new guy at work, a young guy just starting out. He lived near work and his wife needed a car for her job, so he was walking in. Not really far, but far enough to be inconvenient. I decided to just give the new guy the bike. He needed a good bike to get to work more than I needed to sell it. Bike was now out of my garage and the new guy could zip into work. Everybody wins. The next day, CB calls. CB, is the bike still available? Me, nope, it's been sold. CB, cue self-righteous tone in CB voice. How much did you end up getting for it? Me, 300 bucks. CB, cue incredulous anger in CB's voice. What? 300 bucks? How did you get 300 bucks for it? Is it solid gold? Me, no. It turns out it was a really expensive triathlon bike and I didn't realize it and it had this and that and this and that. My buddy who races saw the bike when he came over here yesterday and offered my bike 300 bucks on the spot. Apparently it was worth a lot more and he thought it was a really good deal. CB, cue self-righteous anger. You should have listed the specifics on the ad. I would have paid more. Blah blah. Me, well, yeah, maybe. But you're a D, and I wasn't going to sell it to you anyway. I would have given it away first. CB, silence. Then choose a word or two. Me, hangs up and blocks number. TLDR, CB was a jerk, kept lowballing me on a bike I was selling, ended up giving the bike away, and then telling the CB I sold it for more than the original price. But still, CB was right when he said that you won't even get 50 bucks out of it. But you know, joking aside, it makes me really happy seeing how OP didn't even earn money on it from a jerk, but gave it away for free to someone in need, keeping awesome my fellow human. On to the third story shared by /CaveFlavored. CB coworker got pissed off because didn't want to work all the major holidays. This happened a couple years ago in December. I was working in a bar at the time, which meant working holidays. I didn't mind for the most part, as I don't celebrate any holidays, including my birthday besides New Year's. When I noticed on the schedule that I had to work for New Year's but was off during Christmas, I was really disappointed. especially since I already worked the New Year's shift the year before as well, and I absolutely hate Christmas and don't celebrate it. I spoke to my boss and asked her if there was any way I could trade my shift with someone, as I wouldn't mind working for Christmas. QNCB. She immediately lit up and said, "Do you want to trade? I really want Christmas off because it would be my first time spending it with my boyfriend." I said, "Sure." She said she would inform the boss, and I happily informed my friends I would join them for New Year's party. The next day I went to work and checked the schedule to confirm that it was changed. And what do I see? Now, not only I was scheduled for Christmas, but also still for New Year's. I immediately sent my boss a text. There must have been some mix-up because I traded shift with CB, and now I'm scheduled for both. She responded to me, "Really?" She told me that you would cover both shifts as you didn't mind working Christmas. I was furious. A few hours later, CB popped into the bar and I confronted her and told her that no, I was not going to cover both shifts. She started crying because it was the first time she was going to spend New Year's with her boyfriend too, and she really wanted to be with him. I told her tough luck. It's my time spending New Year's or Christmas with my boyfriends too. You can't have both. I explained to her that New Year's is really important to me, but I would let her decide which shift she was going to cover. She tried to complaining to my boss that I was such a tramp for taking these experiences with her boyfriend away from her, and blah blah blah. I didn't bother with it and explained to my boss I would cover her opposite shift but not both, no matter the circumstances. In the end, my boss decided the shift would stay as is to stop her whining, and I ended up having a lovely Christmas dinner with my boyfriend while sneakingly enjoyed the fact that I ruined her Christmas for her due to her own stupidity. During New Year's, my boyfriend hopped into the bar right after midnight to give me my New Year's kiss, which was lovely for him to do, and spent the rest of the night at the bar with his friends. In other words, we had a great time. CB was angry all Christmas and ruined it for the guests by constantly complaining about how unfair it was she had to work. And to make it even better, her boyfriend broke up with her during New Year's celebration. That's what you get! Smiley face. What? In what universe does trade mean something for nothing? That's really pathetic of the choosing beggar. On to the fourth story shared by rSlash catkazoo. What do you mean my personal shopper isn't going to pay for my groceries? So I'm a shopper for grocery delivery service. It's not super cheap to order from them, as they're an upcharge plus yearly fee, tips, yada yada yada. People are generally nice. When I get to the store, I always text my customers if there's anything else they need while I'm there. Usually, it's one or two small things they forgot to add in their list, but no, not today. Linda gave me 17 extra items to pick up. Thanks, Linda. By her texting style, I assume she's somewhere in her 50s. It's Super Bowl Sunday. The stores are busy. There's a lot of traffic. Girl Scouts are bombarding me at every entrance, trying to seduce my inner fat butt with their cookies. I have to add each extra item the customer requests into my shopper app, get everything on her list, and GTFO. I'm running back and forth across Kroger like an idiot since Linda can't just give me everything all at once, and finally get head to the checkout way later than I want to. I pride myself in always being on time, and this lady was trying her hardest to make me late. I got more texts from her for one order than I have for all my other orders today combined. I check out, load up, and fly down to the road to her house. When I get there, she wants me to unload everything into her house and onto her kitchen counter. Not a huge deal, but I'm in a hurry. She did comment on how long it took me to get there. She starts talking to me about the receipts, and I kindly let her know that she will have her receipt emailed to her and in the app when I mark the order as delivered. She demands the receipt I got from the store. I again reiterate that this is a grocery reselling business and that the receipt belongs to the company. Linda gets pissed. She starts throwing an absolute fit because how dare I, a measly grocery delivery girl, deny her the paper receipt. She swore she wouldn't tell them that I gave it to her. It will be our secret. She'll even rate me 5 stars for it. I grabbed my caddis bag and got out of there as fast as I could. I marked the order delivered and the phone rings a few minutes later. Me, hello? Linda, L, why is this so expensive? That's not what it said it would cost when I ordered this. Me, ma'am, you added on at least a dozen items with... L, that's not what I agreed to pay. I only agreed to the XX amount and I'm not paying for this. Come give me my money back. Y'all, I was in the Publix parking lot about to start another order. I could not deal. I told her I would just call HQ and figure out a solution, and that just set her off further. L, I'm just a poor old woman who wanted some groceries. You're an inconsiderate little brat that needs to pay me back. Come back to my house right now, and I will make you pay $30 for it. If you make me wait, you're getting 1 star. I'm reporting you to police and for scamming me. I told her I was sorry and I hung up. Called HQ. She calls me 4 more times while I'm on the phone with them. They are phenomenal, unmatched for me, so I never have to shop with a lunatic again. And they say they will deal with her. Thanks the Lord. We use mask number that expire after an hour, or I have the feeling she would still be calling me. I guess I won't be getting tip on this one. Well, we all know you hacked the app to increase the prices, specifically to spite the old woman, just admit it! On to the 5th story shared by u/MongoosCDog12. Can you make something more traditional next time? Like blueberry scones, they are my favorite. This was said to me after I had brought in homemade pastries to work. What did I bring, you ask? Almond croissants, peaches, cream scones, small bacon and onion quick, small spinach and feta. I shared with my team and they love it. A lady from neighboring team came over and looked around. She asked who made it and why didn't do anything more traditional or normal. She came to me and asked me about baking, which I love to do. Then she told me that next time I need to bring something more traditional that everyone would like. Tramp, everyone did like it. Not you though, and you're not in my team, so bye. I spent days, literal days to make those croissants, and she's going to tell me to make something more traditional? OP made those, brought them in out of kindness of the OP's heart, and she has those kinds of demands? Wow, talking about entitlement. On to the 6th story shared by u/Motkig. Sent 4,000 wedding rings in low priority mail, and it's my fault for ruining his wedding. I work for customer service for the mail service in my country. CB's calls in, tell me that he sent something very valuable in the mail and his worth package might have gone missing. It's his wedding rings, which he sent yesterday, and he's getting married tomorrow. I asked for his tracking number, but of course he doesn't have one. He sent 2,000 wedding rings in low priority mail, which can't be tracked nor it is insured. I tell him this, and that low priority mail takes up to 5 days to be delivered, not 1 day. He completely flips and starts shouting and tells me how it should only take 1 day to be delivered because he is getting married. He shouts at me, saying if I don't find his untraceable letter and change it to high priority express mail, I'm personally responsible for ruining his wedding. I tell him that I can try and have it changed to priority express mail, but I can't guarantee that we're able to find such small package during sorting. Plus, he'd have to pay the express fees, about $60 to $70 for less than 24 hours for delivery if we were able to change it. He says he refuses to pay more money as he already bought the delivery. I tell him that if he can't pay, I can't help him. He says that if his soon-to-be wife finds out, she will expose me personally, make sure I lose my job, and that I won't be getting another one because she works for a big newspaper. He proceeds to call me a bunch of nice things, so I hung up and wishing him good luck with his wedding. Later, I checked his number and he called at least 5 more times that day. For your information, gonna clarify a couple of things. This happened in Norway, and we do not tax packages sent within the country. He was not trying to avoid taxes. He sent it in an uninsured way. I doubt the package was lost, as it takes more than 1 day to deliver a package, but even if we lost his package, he is not owed a penny. He cannot sue us for losing these kinds of packages. You're not allowed to send valuables packages like this. We have a real legit insured way to send small valuable packages, but he went for the cheap $2 deliver option with no tracking. I don't see how this can be a scam. I think he's just dumb, honestly. Well, the real question is, why on earth would you mail your wedding rings to yourself? On to the 7th story shared by /impressivepineapple, Choosing Beggar Coffee Shop Edition. I was working at a busy coffee shop and one day a homeless woman came in. She had about $3 and really wanted one of our frozen drinks that are normally $4.50s. I know it's not a necessity, but I figured I'd be nice and help her out. I told her that wasn't quite enough to buy it normally, but just this once, I would take care of the rest. I made her her drink, and when she got it, she immediately looked at it and was like, "Oh, I like it extra thick. It needs to be thicker than that. You need to redo it." Immediately regretting my generosity, I remade her her drink. She then came back about an hour later with just a handful of coins and was like, "I want another one of those." I told her the price and that what she had there wasn't enough to cover it, and she angrily left. It really sucks that people are trying to do nice things and get taken advantage of. No wonder people can be such buttholes. On to the final story shared by /mkicon. I guess I'm an a-hole for taking away my internet. Saw another post on here that reminded me of something that happened to me a couple years ago. I live in a commercial building that has been converted to apartments. It's a pretty small place, 6 to 7 units total. Not 100% sure about the rooms upstairs though. The apartment is really nice and the landlord doesn't charge what he could get away with. Because of this, he often ends up having to evict people that move in for 2 to 3 months and just quit paying rent. Anyway, that's beside the fact. When I move in, nobody really had internet in the building. One guy did on the end, but he was an MMO addict and had hardwired internet only. I got internet with Wi-Fi within a week for moving in. Needless to say, almost immediately neighbors start asking for the password. Some would just offer to split the bill, I declined for several reasons, and others would beg just use it a day or two. It got really old real fast, but I never gave in. One day, however, I noticed that a couple I lived next to were both on their phones. They had mentioned not having service another time, so I realized they must be on my internet. These same people had offered to pay me to use it before, but I declined because I knew I would never see more than one payment. So I get on my phone while sitting outside and pull the router and change the password. Quickly I notice that they're frantic on their phones. One of them says, "Is something wrong with our internet?" I chime in that no, I just changed my password on my internet, knowing darn well that they don't have internet. The guy started laughing because he knew he was busted, but it wasn't a huge deal, so I was annoyed. The woman was quite the opposite. She was like, "Well, I need the internet back so you can tell me the password." I refused. Then all night she kept saying crap like, "God, why are you being a jerk?" or, "Can't I just use it for tonight?" The next day, a Saturday, she knocked on our door first thing in the morning. "I need to get on the internet because I need to call my son's school." "Oh, you can use my house phone for that if you'd like." "Well, I need to talk to her teacher on Facebook, so..." Over the next week, she kept coming up with BS, asking to use it just for tonight or outright demanding the password. One of the last things she said was, "I'm actually pissed off that you changed the password to my internet." I told her that I was pissed off that she was freeloading on my internet after I refused her money to use it. Well, turns out they paid my stepson $5 to get the password for a minute, and we're on it for a few days before I realized. Now I don't even want to tell him the password. Even if he wants to use it with a device, he can hand it to me to enter it. Anyway, my internet isn't communal internet, and you don't deserve it just because you need it. Well, that kinda explains everything. I thought the CB was actually smart enough to hack the Wi-Fi password on their own. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Dank Doggo appreciates your time. If you enjoy the content and want to see more of us, stay tuned and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that like button and ring the bell, or Doggo will cry. Also, you can always tell us your friendly neighbor Doggo your experiences in the comment section. I'll catch up with you guys later in the next video.